Hello, Internet. And hi, Mom, and welcome to Red Jenny, a Dragon Age tale, right here on GGK. I'm your host, Sita. I'm doing it again. And we are bringing up to a close our two-part prequel series that we're playing tonight. Before I get into that, let's if you're curious about our schedule, you can look below each of our names, see what we got going on. There's also our schedule can be found down on the Twitch page as well as on our Discord channel. Let's see. Van, next stream is
Wednesday.
Wednesday. With what? Oh, that's
Wednesday.
us. That's us
Yeah,
again.
you're there.
That's
You have to
right.
be there.
I forgot. We're doing that 2 weeks ago. That's great.
We're playing Star Wars.
We're playing Star Wars, sorta. We're doing a ported Star Wars
calling
game.
it
It's Star Wars, not Star. It's Star War. There is a single war out in the stars, and it's great. Come check that out. There's also is there anything even happening on Thursdays or anymore? Or is it straight into Saturday from
Not currently. It's straight into Saturday for now.
Okay, straight into Saturday for the double feature of the Strixhaven Quartet and Hearts of Stone. Come check those games out. Before we get into the game, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to all of my truly lovely, deeply in peril players. And they can tell you who they are, what they do on and off the internet, and who they're playing this evening. Starting with Van!
That's me. Hi. I'm Van. You can find me on the internet at Van But Wilder, pretty much wherever you can find people on the internet. I don't really do social media now. It just makes me sad and gives me a headache. But I do hang out in our Discord quite a bit, posting and talking to my fun friends here. So come join us there. And then I stream live on Twitch several times a week on this channel on Mondays, Wednesdays, and twice on Saturdays. And then on Sunday nights on twitch.tv/lbhackemup, where we're in the final season of Playthings of the Gods. And there's a war on in that one. So that's two wars I'm a part of now. Please take that out of context. Tonight, I am playing Venehn, who is an elven rogue, and I didn't come up with a bit because I worked late today, who thinks that NSYNC is better than the Backstreet Boys.
All right. Is it me next?
It can be.
All right, cool. Hey.
We're a square, it doesn't matter.
All right, I'm just used to that lineup. Hey, I am Christina Sid. You can find me mainly in the Discord too. I'm not gonna lie. I have some social medias around, but I mainly consume them and don't post on them anymore for a lot of the same reasons as Van. But you can find me in the Discord because I am there fairly consistently. I am here Mondays and Saturdays, and tonight I am playing Yasmera, who is our Kunari rogue, because she ain't a shadow yet. I think Yaz thinks about it very empirically. She totally understands the conspiracy and the drama around the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC's manager, constructing these boy bands and a lot of the issues and ickiness around that. But objectively, yes, NSYNC's music was better.
There we go. Sup, y'all? It's me, Wally, your favorite non-binary sign best friend on the internet. You can find me and just type in WALLE132 in your Google search. You'll probably find me. I really have been posting much. It's pretty much just what's in my brain. So just find me on the GGK Discord. That's where I'm at. Chat it up with me. Today I am playing Garas, the Elven Rogue, who... Okay, so Garas will say off the bat that he enjoys NSYNC more than the Backstreet Boys. However, that will trigger his hyperfixation of him talking about the history of the Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, and the uniqueness and the connection between them and New Kids on the Block and 98 Degrees. He will go into boy band lore and history right there as a full-out word vomit. That's if you ask him who is better.
Oh, we're going through all the boy bands. I'm sorry, Boyz II Men started it all. And,
Oh no, Boys and no,
uh,
me personally, Boys and Men. I will rep Boys and Men all the day. New Jack Swing, let's go. But
Oh.
yeah, oh boy.
We mentioned 98 Degrees, right? I'm gonna
Yeah.
put another hot take out in the universe. I think Nick Lachey is hella overrated.
Yeah, ain't wrong.
And Jessica could do better.
All right. Well, this has gone off the rails already.
What were you
Hi again,
expecting?
internet. I'm Sita. Like I said, you can find me at Mr. Wilt. That's MR_WYLDT at most places on the internet. Like everybody else here in the group, I'm pretty much not really doing that. But come find me in the Discord and the chats. I lurk around a lot, and yeah, say something. And I'm gonna go ahead. I don't have a character in this, but I'm gonna talk about the two that I sort of have, the one I've lost and the one I've gained. And I think Ziggy, it being as old and maybe a little bit removed from the cool hip youth, would argue about how ZZ Top is really important in this equation.
I love Dad Rock.
Wow.
And in a very similar way, I think Carter listens to Cake and maybe not much else.
I think ZZ
I-
Top is a boy
That-
band.
I think Carter
I
could
did.
sing Cake.
Yeah.
Carter would probably sing Cake.
Yeah.
A lot of the monotone in that would make sense for him.
Yeah.
I bet you Carter's
Yeah.
a huge Weezer head and I bet you like stuff like Beck and like Weezer and stuff like that.
Yep.
I
could see
think
it.
Carter would really like Bon Iver.
Yeah.
That's not a boy
Yeah.
band. That's a
Or Guster. I bet you
Just a boy.
Carter loves
These aren't boy bands.
Guster.
Oh, he probably
Yeah, far
does
off
like
a bit now.
Guster a lot.
You know he loves Guster.
And Scissor Sister.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for coming. It's been a wonderful time.
That's all we
no,
had to say.
all right.
That's it.
This
Did
is
I
our
miss anything?
music
Are we
podcast.
playing a game now? Is that?
Yeah, I think
Let's,
you're good.
Yeah.
All right, let's
do
talk a little bit about what happened last session. We are doing, in case you missed last session, we were doing a prequel. And one more thing, in case you did miss last session or any of our other previous sessions, this is maybe your first time and you're curious, go check us out on YouTube. We've got a YouTube channel of the same name, where you can check out not just this game, but lots of other games that happen on this channel going back years. It's neat. But anyway, so last week, as I said, we're doing a prequel to our regular game. And the group, unbeknownst, there's sort of a framing device going on here where it seems like someone, it's Flemeth, is watching the group sort of from a distance and is really curious about them for reasons unbeknownst to the characters or players, for that matter, as she's seeing how they came together and what the importance of that is. We saw Garas and his dad outside the theater, the Grand Rio Theater, trying to get in to see a viewing of the Fasting of the Furious, a very serious adventurous play based partially on events from Garrus's father's life, uncredited, of course. We saw Venehn in a early, maybe not too terribly early, but a pretty early kill under command of your lady. I forgot her name.
Lady Richelieu.
Richelieu, who luckily bailed Garas out as he apparently had lost or forgotten to bring enough money to get both him and his father in. We saw Yasmera arriving in Valerio for the first time with her mother and Nal, and everybody kind of got settled into this routine. Garas and Venehn started to forge a real friendship more than just the sort of casual meeting they had years ago. I guess I don't know if it was really casual, but you guys, my understanding was you weren't particularly close yet, right?
What's a little casual murder between people?
Yeah, well, now it's a friendly murder. There's a lot of friendly murder between you. Their friendship began to blossom, making regular meetings at the bar with no name, where they met the lady Genevieve, as well as the strange character known as Carter. During a period of a few months, that friendship continued to grow. Yasmera, meanwhile, was given a task by Null, sort of the right arm of Yasmera's mother.
And a right bastard. Sorry.
And he is a right bastard. To retrieve some of the writings of one Andrala of Virantium, a Tevinter Magister who was cast out of the Imperium and ended up moving to Ferelden and later Valroyo, of all places, making a place for herself as a scholar and bard. The scroll was supposed to be handed off between two dwarves at the Nameless Tavern. However, it seems to have been intercepted by one terrible piece of crap, Lord Oswald Levine, a sort of nepo baby, youngish. He's not young, also, by the way. The guy's like 50. But his elderly father is still paying for everything off the family reserves.
This makes it even worse that he like runs a frat house and he's 50.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, get some friends your own age, bro.
I mean, we'll get into that. And the group decided to come together on this. Venehn and Garas having kind of the hots for Yasmera and wanting to get to know her a little bit better, decided to help out with this mission of hers. Totally pro bono. And yeah.
I think pro bono was kind of what they were thinking initially. I'm just saying.
If you didn't say it, I was going to say
Yeah,
it.
one of us is going to say it. We're just waiting for the first person.
It had to be said.
Good night, everybody. No. I also want to let everyone who's watching this know right now that I was threatened severely by all of my friends here. Who said
he liked it. He essentially asked for it.
I
likes
did
when
not
we
threaten
bully
you.
him.
I just want to say that.
That's true. That's very
I
true.
did.
I'm being
wanna-
slandered.
I
There's
just
a
cursed him
lot
out.
of threatening by the other two.
I just cussed him out. That's all I did. I didn't threaten. I just cussed him out.
I just said we were going to ruin his entire life. It's fine.
What's a little
Love you,
threat?
Sita.
It's not a threat if it's true.
We love you.
We adore your fate.
Let's get this thing rolling here, guys. Why don't we do this? Let's start off. The three of you have convened at the tavern with no name the day of, or maybe the day before, to kind of discuss with each other what the plan is, and then we'll move forward from there.
And just to recall, Venehn was gonna actually get us like an invite to this party. We weren't having to sneak in or crash,
Yes.
correct? Okay.
Yes. Venehn has a date with another minor noble by the name of Gaius Giulio Raphael de Guestra. And he looks pretty fraddish, but he's a good-looking man.
Okay.
So you
Quite
guys
the
do
mustache.
well.
Oh.
Venehn has a way in.
Okay. So Venehn
and
has
there
secured
could be,
himself
if,
an invitation.
I
at
would
the very
say
least.
there is the possibility that invitation might be extended to your friends, but that I feel like there's the possibility at least that is a little bit suspicious given the motley composition of your group.
I know.
So it's up to you whether you want to like try to squeeze yourselves into that invitation as well, or whether you guys want to find a different way in.
I was thinking
Garrus-
I'd like inside man it and find a way to get you guys to
Pop open the back kitchen door or something.
Well, Garrus has already filled himself in as the guard on duty for the party, so he can just
That's
go
right.
in and then
That's
just
right.
ditch his post and go inside and change clothes. So, that's not a problem.
We'll just
for him.
sneak Yaz in
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
as the most conspicuous of us.
Yes, the most conspicuous person.
Yeah.
There is the possibility. These buildings for Chad. It's a 3-story building, kind of adobe, rectangular, flat roof with like a patio on top. And a lot of the buildings on that block are similar, and they're built pretty close to each other, if not directly up against each other. So while this one has buildings to the right and left that are only 2nd-story roofs, you might be able to get in through that. There's a possibility of just physically infiltrating the building. But yeah, I think the Lady Genevieve is powdering her nose and kind of tittering a little bit in the background, chuckling to herself over a joke that only she knows. Carter is the only other person in the bar with you guys, just sitting at a table off to the side, sort of staring blankly off out into space. Maybe you guys have like a loose diagram, like not a map. You don't really know the internals of the building, but you've got your resources, plans set out in front of you.
I think Yaz tries to get down to business and do a really poor imitation of her mother, and just start like getting really short. All right, so you'll have your invitation. You'll secure yourself from the northwest entrance. Garas, you'll come in, drop your disguise, and I guess come through the front door. And then we just need to secure my entrance, perhaps here to the southeast. That looks like some sort of back door.
What's this? What's you doing? What's this?
I got very.
Is this a new
no,
stealth
blurry.
thing you're trying? I like
Yes.
it. You're
The
very on the phone.
blurriness. Sorry, I went into shadow mode there on accident. It happens sometimes.
Well, that
Um,
is there? I mean, okay. I don't. I know this is our first time doing a job and everything, but you are being very like super. Okay, we got to follow the plan by order and everything. These kind of things, you kind of got to go by the seat of your pants sometimes.
I fall
Why?
somewhere in the middle. I like to have a plan that I can immediately disregard when something.
Oh, yes, I
changes.
like that idea too. I like listening to the plan and then going like, I don't like this plan, but maybe I'll go back to it later.
I'm on board.
Yasmera,
to
make a
making the
will
plan.
save.
I was gonna say, Yasmera's eye
Does
just
Yasmera
starts
just walk
twitching.
out?
Yeah, she just like gathers everything up and just starts leaving.
No. We have to have a plan though, because
Yeah.
if something does go wrong, right, we need something to.
That's right. Yeah, that's true. Okay. So,
Flexibility is important, but so is a plan.
Right.
right.
So Garas will be on duty as the guard man.
Mhm.
I will be a guest, and we just have to find an
How we-
opening for you to get in.
We could, do the disguise job with her. Because, I mean, you kind of tall.
I mean, the horns are gonna kind of.
Yeah.
Yaz pulls out like a floppy trilby and yanks it onto her head.
The whole point is for you not to be seen anyway, so that's
That's-
okay.
yeah.
I do like your hat
The
though.
poor
it's a fantastic
canon
hat,
of
I
the
love it.
Dragon Age world in our game.
A trilby?
Trilbies.
As if that's the worst thing we've spoken. into
Trilbies,
existence.
Yeah.
Ohio, emo
True.
music. Yeah. How about this for a little? Masks are very common, right? They're extremely common in Val Royeaux. I could certainly see the creation of a little bit more
With, like,
elaborate
something
mask
that covers to the
incorporates-
back.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay.
And I know that Garas has a good disguise check. So Why don't we do that real quick?
Okay.
Before we continue on, Garrus, why don't you make me a disguise roll, and we can determine how good this thing is.
That's an 18 with 5 stun points, but I'm not sure if that
Wow.
means anything.
Don't worry about the stunt points, but I think that's a very good roll. So
I just look
at least
tall?
to you guys, it looks yeah, you're very tall. But it works. You guys can decide what the masks look like. Vin, are you wearing one as well?
I'm just imagining she's
Yeah.
she's the Plava Laguna from fucking Fifth Element. She's just that tall.
Yeah.
With just like the visor in the front.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Ven is definitely gonna wear probably like a high collar and then like a mask that covers most of his face because then he doesn't have to worry about covering up the tattoos.
Garas, he does have the guard's uniform, but he does have like the backup outfit ready to go. It has like a nice little like gaudy looking like domino mask that he's wearing.
I was literally about to say a domino mask, right?
I
Yeah.
love it.
Cool. Cool. Okay. Is there anything else that you guys want to plan out before we get into it?
I suppose what's exit strategy? If one of us manages to get a hold of it and needs to make a quick getaway. Meet at
Well,
point.
We could
Yeah.
meet up back here.
Between the three of us, it is going to be easiest probably for Garrus to just kind of like pop off for a little bit. So if at all possible, if we can get it to him, he could go on a little patrol and just never come back.
Yep, that's true.
But we should pick a meetup point, which I was just assuming was going to be here, but
Right. Final meetup. But if we need to meet up somewhere near the exterior.
There's the guard post that's near the edge of the exterior. We can meet up there.
All right. Just as she's speaking and as these points are being checked off, like Yaz's anxiety seems to lower significantly. All right. Yes. Right. Check.
Don't worry, we got this. It's not like the first time we've done a heist or something.
yes,
Well,
yes.
Kinda is the first big heist. I mean, usually we just do like...
I mean, we steal stuff like all the time. But...
Oh yeah, all the time. We're great at it.
This
Lady
is
Genevieve pipes up and says, "Oh yes, darling. Those earrings you gave me last week look absolutely divine, don't they?"
Yeah, they're fantastic on you. I'm glad you enjoyed them.
I certainly do. You all are welcome here anytime you'd like. Isn't that right, Carter? Yes, madam. Anything you say. Oh, excuse me. I'm getting a bit short of breath. She pulls a napkin out of her bodice, and I'd like everybody to make me perception checks. Perception seeing.
I don't want to because
I
I
don't
have a
wanna
feeling
make
I
this
know what it's going to
roll.
be for.
Oh, I rolled well. I got a 17.
18.
Yeah, you all see it.
This.
She coughs into her kerchief, and before sticking it back into her cleavage, as she pulls away, you can see there's little flecks of blood on her lips and more on the napkin. And she turns to Carter and says, "Carter, would you be a dear and take over for me for a while?" And she exits the building.
Rude.
Is she well, Carter?
I am uncertain. I am not deeply trained in medical skills. I have learned some. I do not believe she is.
How long has it been this way?
as long as I have known the Lord and Lady.
Got it. All right. Well, let's focus on the job, and we'll make sure we anything extra we'll send it her way.
Of course. She likes earrings.
Oh no, she loves jewelry.
She does love jewelry.
Good to know. All right. Yes, claps, rolls everything up, and just starts walking out. Just
Did you want to like do any recon or?
Some scouting.
yes, I assumed that would be the next steps.
Okay.
Oh, sure.
Should we go together?
Sure.
I mean, we
I-
don't, unless you don't want us to go with you.
No, I'd like to see how you work.
I am open to company that is capable, as I believe you both to be. I'm very accustomed to working alone. So, this is all very new for me.
Oh, that's okay. We all worked alone at one point.
But yes. Recon.
Great.
Okay, let's go do some recon.
Wonderful. Before we do that, I would like everybody to make me another perception seeking.
I got doubles.
That
I rolled
is-
3 1s.
Oh no.
That is a 16 for me.
8.
12,
Pretty good.
16 plus 7 is 23 with 6 stunt points.
Can I have some of Yasmera's points?
Yeah.
Well, you won't be needing the stunt points. But I think that as you all are leaving, at the last second, Yasmera, you realize that you left one of the pieces of paper on the table. You come back around to grab it. And on your way out, as you were the last person out the door now, Carter is now standing behind the bar, as he always does, standing rigid, facing directly forward. His face, his eyes not tracking really anything as you move about. But as you step out and you close the doors swing shut behind you, you swear you could see his head turn towards you and a hand briefly reach out to you, and then the door closes.
I don't know him that well. Do I do the awkward thing where I like pop back in and go, no, that's too awkward. I just walk. I keep walking.
I love it. All right, so you guys want to go do some recon. What exactly is it that you're wanting to do?
I think we mostly just want to scope out the joint, sort of get a sense for like what would be
Entrances and
decent-
exits.
Yeah, entrances,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Okay.
Get a feel for how big the estate actually is, at least from the outside.
Let's see. Let's go with. I'm going to want either stealth, disguise, or deception from each of you to not draw attention to yourself, as well as some sort of perception or investigatory skill as well. And just keep a hold of each of those numbers. I'm going to go down the line with you one at a time. Anybody who has their numbers can somebody go first.
20 stealth and a 19 perception seeing.
Okay. 20 stealth, 19 perception seeing.
I got 3 stunt points on the 19 as well, if that means anything.
Go ahead. You can go ahead and look. While you're
Exploration
looking,
stunt,
I'm gonna
maybe?
move. Yeah. It could potentially be a role playing if that applies, but I think especially with the way you're stealthing, probably not. But go ahead and look.
Flirt.
You flirt with the shadows.
Of course I do.
While you're looking at stunts, I'm gonna go ahead and roll on to Garas. What'd you get?
I got a 21 for deception,
Okay.
and I got a 17 perception.
Just a blanket perception.
Yeah.
Cool. Wonderful. You said that was 17.
Yes.
Yeah, 21 and a 17. Great.
Yeah.
Great. And Venn,
I have a question.
I might have an answer.
Can I leverage perception tracking to specifically try to clock like the staff's comings and goings and stuff?
Sure.
Okay, it makes my
Yeah.
number bigger, is why I'm asking.
I'm okay with that.
22 stealth, 17 perception tracking.
Great. So the lowest number that we rolled on any of those was a 17, correct? We had two 17s, and those were the lowest.
That
Great.
sounds insane.
That's
when you
wild,
say it like
y'all.
that.
Very good
Sounds
rolls.
right
guys.
for us.
Very good rolls. Sid, did you have any stunts that you wanted to use?
I do. If I could do this as exploration instead of role playing, if I could do, I have a class thing for that makes me wonder. I can use it for 2 stunt points instead of the usual 3,
That's wonderful.
which lets me roll another perception check.
Of a different
And-
type, right?
Of a different type, correct.
Mhm.
And then if I could do advantageous positioning as well.
Yeah, I think that's great. What would you like your second perception roll to be?
This might be random, but can we do perception empathy? I just want to get a vibe for some of the folks that are coming and going around here. Like, are people amped and ready to party? Are people bored? Are people feeling amped for other reasons? Just trying to get a vibe check. Can I do a vibe check?
Yeah, absolutely do vibe check.
Okay.
While you're rolling that, I wanted to ask you guys, the party's gonna start, or let's say it's sundown. How much earlier is this right now?
I think this is like I want to say like midday. Probably.
Okay, no one's saying no one's arguing with you, so I think that flies.
Yeah.
Yeah, like setup time for the party.
Setup
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mid-afternoon.
Catering's
then.
starting to walk in. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I got an 18 on that perception empathy.
Wonderful. Okay. Let's see. And we had seeing and empathy, general perception, and what was? Oh, you went with tracking. Great. Okay. Let's see. I'll start with Venn. Then in the pathing of the servants. I'll go over a description of that ground floor level, right? So the building is a little rectangular. It's a little bit wider on one side, and the front half of the front of the building is open, supported by columns. And there's a little fountain there, and you see a lot of servants milling about and a couple of guards standing outside, setting up decorations and getting food. And you get the suspicion, you can hear the familiar clanging of kitchen work. And I think Sid has to murder a cat. But I'm going to keep going. So you suspect that there is a kitchen, perhaps, on the other side of that, or You know what? Yeah, no, that was a good roll. We'll say that one of the doors opens, and you can see that there is a set of stairs that leads up through. There's actually two sets of stairs, right? There's a really obvious set of stairs that is in that open space. That is kind of nice looking. It's well furnished, well decorated. So you think that is probably the way that guests go. There is an entrance into that back area, and you see a more narrow set of staircase from that storage area, and that's where the kitchen sounds are coming from. So you think that there is probably a servant's. The servants would go in through there and then go to the second floor kitchen. Let's see.
Now, when you say second floor, is this ground, first, second, or is this first, second, third?
Good question.
Second, third. First, second, third.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Wally, did you say you had a question?
No, I was gonna ask the same question about
okay,
is it like
yeah.
second floor or is it like ground?
Everybody does it different.
Yeah. I'm gonna go real simple. 1, 2, 3. First, second floor.
I
third.
love that.
Let's see. Garas. Now, with your general perception, is there anything that you're trying to focus on?
Pretty much what he's trying to focus on is because since he's going to be sneaking out and just, ditching his post, he is kind of like making sure that is there specifically does it look like a lot of people come by the guard post that he is going to be leaving behind, and kind of like making sure that that he can get away from it without causing like suspicion of people going, hey, why isn't there a guard here? So he's trying to make sure this is like a post where it's like not many people care about.
Okay, that perception is good. So I'll give you this. You spoke with and took the shift of a very gracious city guardsman. And in your time impersonating the guards in the past, there's a few roads within this neighborhood, this kind of like frat row area, and the city guard just do a 1 block patrol like once an hour or so.
Mm-hmm.
There's not an actual guard post. There's not like a guard station here. But there are a few guards who just, and it's just kind of, it's not like dong, the bell rings and you got to rush. It's just walk around the block once an hour, Frank, and make sure that nobody's killing each other. Okay. What you also notice with that, however, is there are Levine family guardsmen who are here as well. And they seem to be the ones who are in the building itself. However, you notice that the city guardsman who is on patrol right now during the day, and these private guardsmen, they're all professionals, right? So they take half a second to chat with each other and have a conversation. So it seems like they, while not of the same organization, are on amicable terms.
Okay. What Garas does, he kind of takes note of that and kind of like keep an eye on like what do these Levine family guards wear, what if they have anything specific that signals them out from other guards, from the city guard. So just so we can keep an eye on them, and if he can, like from like a little observation post that he's at, kind of watch their movements as they walk around that manor area and see like what are the heavily guarded entrances, what are the heavily guarded exits and stuff.
Well, and I'll tell you, it's not really a manor, right? It's an apartment. It's more like a townhome. Like there's not a big gate, there's not a garden, there's not huge hedgerows or anything. Like the building comes pretty much up to the road. You can see there are at the moment at least 2 of Levine's guards who are just having a conversation as various servants are unpacking and moving things for the party later. And I'll say that there are also both the second and third floor both also have balconies, and I'll say that you can see a third guard who is on the second floor balcony, and it looks to be taking like maybe a smoke break or something. It's just kind of leaned over the balcony,
Garas
sort of relaxing.
Takes note that they're taking like smoke breaks and everything, and kind of like tries to listen to see if like they're talking about the party, if they talk about like, oh, we're gonna probably take a break during this time to get drinks while we're at the party, kind of thing.
I think you would need to get a lot closer to be able to hear distinct conversation. There's, it's middle of the day in one of the biggest cities in Thetis. There's a lot of people milling around. You could potentially do that, but that might put your opportunities later into some jeopardy. While you're thinking on that, I'm going to go to Sid. Sid, with your dual roles, what do I want to give you?
Give me cats that don't fight. Can you do that?
Are they okay?
They're fine. They keep jumping each other in the litter box. They're like
Oh,
fucking high schoolers jumping each other
yeah.
in the bathroom, and it's driving me
That's
insane.
terrible.
Anyway.
That's terrible. I'd say what? I'll go with the empathy first, and then you can tell me if there's something in specific that you would like to focus more with that seeing check. With the empathy check, yeah, I mean, there's people milling around. There's a couple of looks like maybe early guests, maybe closer friends of Levine's. The servants seem stressed. They seem very stressed.
They're working.
The guards seem kind of put out a little bit, like I know you've worked in the service industry before, in like food industry, so like a regular comes in that is just a pain in your ass just came in. That's kind of the feeling that you're getting off these guys, like
we got to take care of this guy, but
yeah,
damn it, does
we
he
got to make
suck.
sure he doesn't die or shit in somebody's Cheerios or whatever. Like, this man is too old to be partying like this. And it's our jobs to make sure he doesn't make a fool of himself or get killed. Great. So much fun. The couple of guests you see, they seem excited about it. Yeah. No, they're ready to have a rager. Is there anything in particular that you want to gather with that seeing check?
Kind of going along with the folks that will, the common folk that will be working this party. I guess keeping an eye on sort of the ins and outs of travel for the people working the party. So the servants' entrances and exits, and keeping an eye on how many guards go in and out of them. And yeah, that idea.
There are only two entrances that you can see to this building. There is the main entrance, which is the more opulent stairs. I don't know if you could hear while you were dealing with kitty cats, but there is the more opulent set of stairs that lead up from that sort of main sort of plaza area, courtyard area below. And then there is a door on that first floor that is a servant's entrance. It does not appear that there's like a back door, and there's no alleyways. Like the buildings next door are right up to the edge of it. So that's it. There's 2 ways in, 2 ways out. They're both sort of in the front.
How varied are the staff?
As in, like, are there basic level servant staff, and then like a maitre d' or something like that, like a house butler type?
Would it look weird for a member of the catering staff to be a giant fucking kunari? Probably,
but I mean, you've got a rough job being a kunari in Valrio, but that's just kind of the way it is. There's not a whole lot of you. At this moment, right? You're stealthing, but it is kind of the middle of the day, so I feel like the stealth is maybe more reminiscent of trying not to be too obvious, not standing in the middle of the road looking, right? So you're not like completely stealthed into some shadows, invisible to everyone. People walk by you on the street. They don't run away screaming. You're enrolled in the college. Valroyo accepts you as a member of its society. Would you stand out a little, perhaps?
Sure. I'm a woman at an engineering college. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah, and you know what? You might be able to make that work for you. You might be get good attention. Oh, bad attention. But I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
All
right.
Garas, do you want to get any closer?
Yeah, I'm gonna go closer. Balls to the wall.
Okay.
Let's go. This is one shot, baby. Let's do this.
How are you approaching? Are you just like walking up like
I am
you belong there?
going full disguise kind of thing. I just make I would like whip up a quick disguise, kind of like look like a random passerby, but just wearing heavy clothes to kind of hide my face. Like I shift my posture to look old and feeble kind of thing and hunch over.
Okay. Go ahead and give me another disguise check, please.
That is a 22.
Okay. As you approach, one of the two guards that's down there, as soon as you like step over the sort of like threshold, you're underneath that second layer now. One of the liveried guards, and that is the thing too. I'll tell you, all of the guards have their own livery, as do the servant staff too. There is like a specific uniform. One of the guards steps towards you and says, "Oh, there, old timer. This place isn't for you now."
Oh, what's that say? I think I may have just wandered a bit off the path for a little bit now. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me turn myself around. As he's like walking, like if they try to like push him, like ease him towards like the direction he's supposed to be going, he has like a little like little spin off of their arm and kind of like lean over to the side and like keep on and like tries to keep on going, but it's like in a like hey, it's like little tiny old man kind of thing.
Okay. Roll me. How do I want to adjudicate this? How about a raw dex? Unless you think there is maybe acrobatics.
I have a proposition.
Okay.
Can I put dueling into it because I'm using someone's their the way they're moving, I'm kind of like moving against them, kind of like to counter their movement.
Momentum.
That's the word, momentum.
Well, now I'm channeling Sam Trap. How generous do I feel like being? I think that's fine. We're here to have fun, guys. Let's go ahead. You can do a dueling roll with that. But I am also going to need a deception roll from you too, because you're pretending to be a doddering old man while potentially outmaneuvering.
Okay, guys. Well, on the dueling, I got a 24.
Mm-hmm.
And deception. Ooh. That is an 18.
Okay. Yeah, I think that still holds up. You kind of twirl out of the way a little bit, almost making it look like a stumble, like you lost your balance and just rolled out of the way of his hand as it approached. And when that happens, now the other guard does start to approach you as well. You're not like really cut off. They're not rushing you.
Mm-hmm.
They just see you. They don't see you as a threat, really. They just see you as an annoying old man who's not allowed on the property. So you've got like maybe an action before this gets into something a little more heated. So what would you like to do?
Garas just stands there, and I will like to do like a quick scan of the area one more time before they kind of like ease me out to see if I can pick up one more thing about these guards, about anything that I could use towards my advantage.
Muted. What are you looking for? You say use towards
look-
your advantage.
Trying to see if there is anything that shows that these guards are willing to, aren't taking their job fully seriously, but they're taking it seriously, that they're easily willing enough to kind of like take a break during these kind of
How
things.
blackmailable do they seem?
Yeah.
I'm not even going to make you roll for that. You could tell, like you saw the one guy upstairs having a cigarette break. So there is a certain relaxedness to them. It's Battle Royale, baby. It's the seed of the great game. Everybody's bribable if you're good at bribing, and you
Okay.
do it when in the right place, the right time. Yeah. I mean, these guys don't look like, palace guard. These are not the Empress's guard. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
These guys, yeah, it's their job to protect the Levines. There's a good chance they wouldn't put their own life down for the Levines. You know what I mean? So
Got it.
Yeah.
Garrus takes note of that, and when these, like, he takes note that these are kind of like guards that can easily be bought out. He takes note of that, and then like he just lets them ease them off the property. Like, oh, yes. Thank you, Sonny. I definitely got lost around here. Thank you so much. With these old eyes and ears, it's kind of hard to navigate around the city. Oh, you're
The
kind of
alienage is that way.
you're a polite boy. I'm certain your mother's very proud of you. Pinches his cheek. Oh, look at you. Just look at that. Look,
all right,
slaps his
now
cheek.
go
Oh,
on.
look at this face. This is a cute little punya. Let's look at this face.
Garrus over here pushing it. All right. That's not my
I'm so-
kindness,
No,
Garrus.
it's not even. It's exactly what you think, Sid.
It's
He
a
goes.
slap.
He goes. He goes. Oh, you cut little punya. He's just such a punya. I was like, yeah. And he just slaps him a couple.
Really
of times.
whacking him hard.
All right. Final
I've never-
preparations.
I've
Is there
never
anything
told
that you
me.
guys want to get for this? I'm assuming.
How elaborate are these servant uniforms?
I was going to ask the same thing.
Mhm.
We only need one.
Yeah.
They're not rags. You know what? Here's another thing that you notice about these servant staff. Most of them are young and attractive. They're not necessarily like full-on Adonis types or anything, but that's another thing, especially with like both your perception and your empathy. These servants are picked because
They're eye
Oswald
candy.
wants to look at it. Yeah, they're eye candy. Absolutely. Oswald wants to look at somebody's butt while they're scrubbing the toilet or something.
Okay.
He's a real cool guy.
Really cool guy.
Yeah.
This
So,
guy is such a great person in society.
Yeah.
like, if you're asking if like, how
Could we
difficult would
go
it be making-
pick
yeah.
something up that looks similar and wouldn't stand out?
I think, yes. I would say you've got plenty of time. You could get something like that, and with Garrus's skill in disguise, assuming he rolls well, you could definitely make a fitting replica of the servant guard. The servants do not wear masks.
Can I take the mask off and like keep it in a bag and then basically like can I do a quick change later? Can I bring in an outfit with a mask and put that on later if I need to?
I'm gonna say it will take you a minute to switch that mask out, because it's not as simple as just putting it on over your face. You've got to like there's like ribbons that you've got to wrap your horns up into and stuff.
So less a quick change, more I have a wardrobe change if I need it.
Yes, you could like maybe sneak into a lavatory or something like that and switch out real quick.
Okay.
Hit me.
Yeah.
Garrus, you already have a guard's costume. I'm not even going to make you roll for that when we did that last session. That costume is convincing. Van, you don't necessarily need like a disguise, and unless you're going through something in particular, I'm going to say that you have nice clothes, or you could go to Lady Richelieu and be like, "Hey, can I borrow a dress?" or whatever, and she'd be like, "Yeah, go for it. Please don't bring it back bloody. I know how you are.
Or at least get it cleaned.
Yeah, get it dry clean first." Yeah. All right. Shall we zip it forward?
Sorry, I
To
just had
the
a
night of
funny
the party.
thought that like how your employer like takes money out of your paycheck for your health insurance, like for Venehn, Lady Richelieu just takes out every
dry
month
cleaning?
for dry cleaning.
Yeah.
Little
That's
byline.
perfect. But it's pre-tax, so it's great.
Yeah, it
like
counts,
yeah,
it
it ends up
counts.
working out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a write-off right there.
Yeah.
A business expense.
I love you guys, but we're gonna end up with a section 3 if we don't keep this
Okay.
thing
Okay.
going.
Okay.
let's
Okay.
go,
okay.
let's go.
All right.
So the night comes. Do you guys show up just on time? Fashion will be late. Separate times. How do you guys want to do this?
Early.
Garas has to show up early because he's taking the guard post thing.
Okay. Yep. That makes sense.
Early to slip in with the servants.
Okay.
Venehn has set a time to meet guys there.
Let's say that it's summertime. The sun goes down in Valroyo at it's pretty far south. So let's say like 10 p.m. So the party starts at 10. What time would you like to show up?
8.
8. Yeah, similar. And then what time would you like to show up?
10:30.
10:30.
Fashionably late.
All right. So you guys all get into positions. Wally, go ahead and make me one more disguise check for the disguise that you make for Yaz.
Oh, dang. That's a 22.
I'm the most convincing servant who ever servanted.
Mhm.
Yep, it looks real dang convincing.
And I look hot.
Yeah. You know, it's like the equivalent of the French maid outfit, right?
I was
It's,
about to say that
it's like a
skirt's like a
little-
little.
Yeah, it's
too
like a little
short,
too
too
short. It's
Yep.
like super short. It's like, I could have made this short there.
You've got like leggings, but you know, like maybe the top of the leggings is just below the bottom of the skirt, so there's just like a little line
Just
of
a
skin.
little leg.
Mm-hmm.
I could have made this. I should have made it longer, but I wasn't thinking.
I
of it
am
that
old
way.
leg, so
That
this
is
fine.
it threw me off completely, but it looks good.
Thank you. This shall definitely work.
Okay, so let's see. Garas, you don't really have any more convincing or anything that you need to do in this situation.
Mhm.
You're the guard on the block. You've got that locked down. You see the house guards give like a friendly nod and a wave to you as you do a loop on the block. You also know that you can stop pretty much you can stop and loiter wherever you want. You just really need to do that routine once an hour. Yaz, I would like you to make me a deception roll or something
Okay.
like it.
Deception is good. Deception is also my communication thing that if I fail, I can re-roll.
Oh, you got that intrigue?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, you got that intrigue talent.
Yes, I do. That's pretty good. 12 plus 6. That's an 18 with 3 stunt points if necessary. And I can re-roll if that's not enough.
Is there a role playing stunt that you would like to use?
Perhaps. Let's see. I've got 3 of them. Could I do maybe a sway the crowd if necessary? Your interpersonal efforts are so effective they spill over onto other people in the area.
Or you can flirt because you're showing off them gams.
I can't. Flirt's 4. I only got 3.
You can sway the crowd with them gams.
I think you could use sway the crowd. Not only is your outfit convincing, but it seems like the rest of the servant staff is enamored with your looks, your uniqueness, and your professionalism.
Someone actually is taking the
you
job
just got
seriously.
hired today. They believe that. Like nobody really questions that. And they're like, "Oh, it's so great to have you on. Could you please carry that keg?"
Of course, yes. Like, yeah. NBD.
Excellent. Okay. In the Ferelden wilderness, in the hut of what could be assumed it is one Ashanella Belinar, one Flemeth, one Witch of the Wilds. Watching all of this unfold through that sort of hologram made composed of dark spawn blood and herbs. What the heck just happened to my microphone?
You cut out for a second, but you're back.
Okay, all right, good. You hear the younger woman interrupt and say, "What would they want? What would the Canary want with the writings of Andrilla Vibrantia?" And you see, frustrated at the interruption, the older woman turns and says, "Child," and it looks like she's about to snap again, but pauses and looks over and says, "Perhaps I have been harsh to you today, my dear. I often forget that you are not a child anymore." And the younger woman says, "That's right, mother. I am nearly a woman, my own woman." And the older woman looks at her and says, "Well, you are nearly a woman." And there's a sinister gleam behind those eyes for just a moment. "Perhaps I should elaborate a bit for you. I don't know exactly what the Canary might want with the writings of Andrella, but they are important. A Magister, blood mage or not, cast out of the Imperium. It's no small occurrence. And then to take refuge in Ferelden, later Orlais, truly a unique creature. That's wonderful, but what does that have to do with, darling, everything has something to do with everything. If you don't know what the specific reason is, it is wise to simply hold in your mind what you know, what the details of the situation are. The Canary want the writings of a scholar, a blood mage, a magister. Why? Perhaps we will find out. And she spreads her hands, and as she does, the blood begins to boil again and rise, and we see the townhouse of one Oswell Levine begins to appear. And as the camera sort of gets closer to that building, the details harden and crystallize and become real, as we are now no longer in Ferelden, but back in Orlais. On the first floor, outside of the building, there's a couple of street performers to welcome the guests. There's a bit of a line as there is a guest list and everyone is being checked. There are two guards out front right now. One scanning the crowd and just sort of loosely pacing around, making sure that no one is sneaking up. The other is the one checking the names off on a clipboard. Like I said, there's jugglers, fire spinners, the servants. Yes, there's 20 plus servants. There's a kitchen staff, there's serving staff, there's cleaning staff that are there's a contingent of cleaning staff that are on hand in case somebody spills something that we don't want that staying there for a second. There's people are even once people get in, some of them are staying down on that sort of main open area that you can see. There's 3 or 4 people just sort of milling about that fountain. Then you and Gaius arrive, and it is...
Fit check. What you wearing?
Yeah.
I was sort of going back and forth between two, but I think Venehn is rocking like a, it's black, so it is a like black, suit jacket, pants set, no shirt, with like silver detailing sort of like in all of the stitching and a matching like silver mask.
I like that. Schmecksy. So you arrive around 10:30, and it's going to take you about half an hour to get into the building.
Okay.
Here's what we're going to do, guys. As it is 6:15, I think we are going to take our break early, and when we get back from that break, we will launch straight into the party, and we'll just see how much time is left after the party is done. I'm starting to think there might be a third session, but we'll see what we can get in. And so, yeah, to everyone watching, we're going to take a quick break, get up, stretch your legs, have some water, take our meds, whatever you need to do. I suggest you do the same. And if you want to meet us back here in 10-15 minutes, something like that, we would love it, as we are going to have a grand old time having a heist in the middle of a frat party. So yeah, we'll see you back here in a few minutes, and until then, that
indeed.
Welcome back, Internet. We are back, and we are going to have a party. We're going to infiltrate a party, is what we're about to do. So for the sake of time, we're just going to jump straight into it. I've already described to the players the mechanics of how this is going to work, but I'm going to go over it for anybody watching real quick. If you've seen any of our previous games, it'll be done very similar to, say, the Winter Palace heist. We're going to go hour by hour. Each character will they'll decide what they're doing. And they'll proposition with me with what kind of role they want to make to accomplish that. We'll do one action each round. Success or failure on that will be important, as well as the number on the dragon die, which I will be secretly tracking the total of towards a number that they don't know what the success threshold for this is, as this is their first heist together. The result they are going to tell me when they think they're ready to execute this thing, and if they have accomplished everything that they need to, if they've checked all the boxes, and they have beaten the success threshold, then it'll go down. I also told them that this is not a hard success failure type of situation, so depending on if they don't maybe quite make the success threshold, or they don't check all the boxes that they need to do, then there may be some consequences, but it won't necessarily be like it's completely bungled. So with that, I think we're going to jump into it. Does anybody have any questions before we get right in?
So not only do we not know the threshold, we don't know what the boxes that we have to check are either, correct?
Nope. But
Cool.
I mean, that's
Okay.
part of the planning of the heist. You guys got to decide what it is that you need to accomplish for this to go off correctly.
Cool.
Okay.
So yeah. Who do we want to start with? Who wants to go first?
I'll start.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll start.
Great. And as just a reminder, it is we're starting at 11 p.m. now. I know you and Yaz have been there for a little while, but we're just going to kick it off at 11 once Venehn gets through the checklist.
So I think since 11 o'clock, Garas has already dropped and made their way in, like doing a quick costume change and heading inside the party after leaving their post.
I want to ask you this. If you're dropping the city guard disguise, what do you think your role is going to be in the party? And also, do you have a backup for the Levine family guards wondering where the fuck the city guardsman is?
Ooh, that's true. No, he does not ditch the costume.
I was gonna say, honestly, you could probably get away with the city guard, like, coming in, grabbing a little bit of a punch.
I think that, because that was my original plan, so that's what Garas is gonna do.
Okay.
He's just gonna head in as the city guard, as kind of like keeping that whole persona of like, yeah, I'm just taking a break from the party, and I'm here to relax, and then I'll be back on watch right after this.
That works for me. What role would you like to make for that? What do you think?
I think that'll be deception.
That works for me. Go ahead and roll me a deception and tell me what the dragon die result is, and the total.
Okay. That is a 20. Oh wait, no. What was that? That is a 22 with 4 on the dragon die.
Wonderful. Okay. So you approach one of the city guardsmen. There's a brief moment, or not city guardsman, the house guard. There's a brief moment where the house guard, it's one of the ones from earlier, makes eye contact with you, and there's almost a glint of suspicion. Then they seem to shrug it off, and they say, "Not familiar with you. New on the beat?"
Yeah. I've been, doing this beat, kind of like the off weeks, kind of like trying to focus on, good work-life balance, doing the job, then coming back, taking care of my family. You know how it is for us, right?
Yeah, sure do, man. You must have just been working separate days from my schedule. I haven't seen you around, but name's Francois. What's yours?
Francois. Nice to meet you. My name is Garrick. My name is Garrick. Nice. Garrick, yeah.
Well, it's the Oswald family home here, or I'm sorry, the Levine family home here. Yeah. You just making your rounds, or is there something we should be aware of? What's going on?
Oh no, I'm just making my round. I did my rounds, but then hey, there's this big old party here. I figure, hey, I saw nothing. You saw nothing, right? Right? Can we at least say something like that?
Yeah, I tell you what, I've worked for the Levines for several years now, and they like to have a good, friendly relationship with the guardsmen. So, hey, as long as we don't get a missive from city council saying that we're encouraging guards to abscond from their duties, I don't work for you, you don't work for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I wasn't here when you didn't see me. Let's just say you didn't see nothing.
I didn't see nothing, man.
You didn't see nothing, right? Yeah, you didn't see anything. I will say this though, just let me know when you maybe take your little breaks, as maybe we can all of us guards hang around back or something, because I got a little bit of that, Orlasian stank, if you know what I mean.
Well, and he looks over to the other guard, and the other guy kind of shrugs and says, "Well, we got a rotation. It's there's only one of us taking a break at a time, but I don't know. We'll see when you're around, man. Yeah, hey, why don't you go on and have one for me? Would you? I'd appreciate that."
Of course. So, what is maybe a quick time, window I could say for all of us to meet up?
Well, like I said, we got a rotation, so there's no real we're spread out throughout the town.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But I'll keep a lookout for the rest of y'all. Pass the word around.
Hey, keep a lookout for me, Francois.
Francois. Got you, Francois. And Garas will head inside.
Okay. You've got.
The Orlesian stank could be so many things. I know it's weed, but it could be so many things.
If you want to maintain that illusion of doing, illusion of doing the rounds, you've got, loosely an hour to be in here before you got to scoot back out.
Okay. And I'm kind of like, as I'm doing that, just like keeping an eye on the other family guards and kind of like seeing what is this whole rotation thing they were talking about. See when is that moment when they all like stop and reconvene and go to their next post and kind of like maybe use that as our window of opportunity.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I will tell you as the success for your action for this round. It's staggered.
Okay.
There's one guard on break at a time. It's like 20-30 minutes so they can rest their feet for a minute, get a snack or something like that, and then they go to a guard who then goes to the next guard. Like they replace one guard who replaces another guard who replaces another guard, and it goes down the line so that the last guy is now the guy to go on break. So they do not all leave their posts, go to one place and go, okay, you're going that way and you're going that way. They do like a circle.
Okay. And you'll just keep an eye on that.
Okay.
Then mingle.
All right, have some fun mingling. Let me go ahead and describe the second floor. As now all of you have had access to the main floor and the first floor and the second. The second floor, you come up the stairs to the second floor. It's a large room, let's say luxurious. It's a 20 by 20, and there are high vaulted ceilings, about 15 feet high, very tall ceilings. There is a roaring fireplace to one side, not lit as it is a warm summer night. The room is mostly lit by various candles set around the room. There is a semicircle of couches with nobles lounging on them. Some of them being fed grapes by members of the serving staff. Are hanging from a set of aerial silks from the center of the room is an aerialist. There are also a couple of other performers doing like statue movements. So these kind of beautiful, scantily dressed, but not overly sexualized, not nearly honestly as sexualized as the outfits for the serving staff, more of like sensual than sexual, but outfits made out of long bits of cloth, draping over their arms, like holding in perfect positions that every 5 minutes or so they change, in this beautiful synchronized movement. There is no expression or communication between them, but all, let's say 4 of those performers in this room all move. They freeze at the same moment and they all move at the same moment. There's easily 20 people in this room. The lounges are pretty well packed. There's a table in the center of the room covered in there's like a chocolate fountain, basically like just below where the aerialist is wrapping and unwrapping and unfurling herself. There's various snacks. There is another set of stairs that leads up from there. There's also 2 guards posted on this floor, one at the top of the stairs that leads from the first floor, and one at the base of the stairs that leads to the third floor. There is a balcony on the second floor where you can see there's a handful of people, we'll say like 8 or so, standing around what looks to be sort of like ring toss analogy to beer pong, where they're tossing rings towards bottles of wine, like the standard kind of beer pong triangle of wine bottles, and they're tossing it on there. And people are getting drunk. It's already, you can see there's a couple of guys getting drunk. One of the guys playing is a portlier. Most of the people here, I don't want to say most, there is a large spread of ages here. There's mostly younger nobles in their 20s to 30s, their early 20s to late 20s. But there's also a pretty significant presence of people in their late 40s to 50s, mostly men. Probably should stop going to parties like this. The two guys playing wine toss. One of them is a sort of portly, prematurely balding fellow. He looks kind of baby faced. You're not really sure if he's one of the older ones or one of the younger ones. Who's got some wine stains on his blouse already, facing off against a very young, fit, muscular, kind of Gaston-looking type of guy who has one of his arm around the waist of one of the serving staff as she is sort of harangued into watching the game. And there's a bit of an audience all around, chatting and cheering. There is a musician, a handsome, well-dressed man with dark hair, who is flanked by a surprisingly short, armored individual in elaborate green armor, as the musician is playing the festive music for the party. So that's floor 2. And Garas, that's your 11 o'clock action. Who wants to go next?
I could go.
Go for it.
I'm gonna say if I could do. I don't want to use stealth right now. I might use stealth at another time. Are we doing something where we can't use the same?
No.
Oh, okay. Maybe
Nope.
I will use stealth then. The idea being making rounds, canapes, drinks, the whole thing. But or maybe this is persuasion. I don't know. You know,
What
I'm
is
gonna
it you're
get the,
trying? Yeah, what are you
I'm
trying
trying
to
to get the download of like in the auspice of I don't want to fuck up on my first day. Where are like the off limits areas? Like, okay, where do we not need to go?
Huh.
Where do we need to make sure people aren't going? Like, you know, what do we say if we see people like wandering up where they shouldn't be?
I could consider persuasion, although I'll be honest with you, this sounds very firmly within the realm of etiquette.
Oh. I'm gonna go with the persuasion because I don't have etiquette.
That's fine. I'm going to set that DC slightly higher, as etiquette would be a
That's
better
okay.
fit. But yeah, go for it.
I gets it. All right, persuasion. Woohoo! All right. 15 plus 7. That's a 22 with a
Wonderful.
3 on the dragon die. Yeah. Are we doing stunt points in this? Because I did stunt.
You can make an argument for it, at least.
No, I don't think it really makes sense right now with what I have. So no, that's fine. Never mind. But yeah, 3 on the dragon die.
Great. The third floor is not off limits. The third floor has a couple of rooms, a couple of like meeting rooms, some those kind of meeting rooms. It also has Levine's bedroom. Levine's bedroom is the only part of the building that is fully off limits to anyone except for Levine. With that high of a roll, you definitely also gather that later in the night, when Levine loosens up, he might take some people, especially as the party kind of winds down, he might have some people adjourn with him to his room for a more private
Bacchanalian part of the evening.
Not necessarily all. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think Bacchanalian is pretty accurate. It's not always like he's taking somebody up there to fuck them, but a lot of times it is. Sometimes it's like him and a couple of buddies go up there and smoke some of that sweet, sweet Orlesian stank, you know. Yeah. There is also a balcony up on the third floor as well. So there, and like all of those areas, those couple of meeting rooms and that balcony are all open to everyone. It's just his bedroom that is locked and guarded.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you want to pop in there with that one action?
I guess if there is some sort of rotation for the servants of like, do we get on the floor? Are some of us in the kitchen? Like, what's the expectations here? Like, am I gonna get in trouble for being on the floor too much? Do I need to come back to the kitchen? Like,
Yes. It's a little loose, right? Because the expectation is, of course, that you need to do your duties. The dishes need to get fucking cleaned. The food needs to get fucking served. But also, there's no illusion amongst any of the servant staff that they're mostly there, aside from like the few old heads who are like the chef and the head of the servant staff. They're both older and not really attractive. They're there to make sure shit gets done. All of you guys are there to be pretty, and like the most important thing is that all of the guests are happy. If one of the guests wants to talk to you, talk to him. But you also have duties. So it's kind of like that awful double standard of, yeah, you got to get your stuff done, but also, yeah, you got to make them happy, if that makes sense.
100%. I've worked these catering events. Got it. Okay.
This part of the game is really just Sid and I
Commiserating about the service industry? Yeah, 100%.
All right, Venehn, I think that is up to you now. You coming in with Lord Gaius Raphael Ostentationist?
Yeah, I gotta get in good with these fellas. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm gonna Venehn, always the social butterfly, attentive as a date, but I think is really trying to integrate into the group a little bit, get to know some of these other fellas, get a sense for who's gonna be drunkest the quickest, that kind of thing.
Okay, I could see this being empathy. I could see this being etiquette. I could maybe see this being persuasion, although it seems like you're trying to get more information than you are trying to convince anyone of anything.
I will do empathy because that would be my perception.
Gravy. Roll me an empathy check.
$19. That's a 6 on the dragon dice.
Okay. I did not create every single NPC for this party. So
I only
No,
need
I
one
didn't create
drunkard,
60
baby.
fucking drunk ass nobles. Okay, yeah. No, but you definitely. Lord Gaius, you know, he's not a direct friend of Lord Levine, but he is, you know, they all run in the same circles. So he's more of like friends with some of his friends, who friends of friends of friends.
Sure.
But he does introduce you to some of the people he knows there. In 2 or 3 words, what sort of young nobleman is Gaius? And why does my nose itch so much today? I'm gonna take some Zyrtec.
Guys, I think at his core, I think he's nice. But I think he wants to be in the room where it happened.
Maybe a little like a little bit sheltered and just wants to be the cool kid because maybe he thinks he, maybe inside he thinks he isn't, so he's got to prove
I think he
that
wants
he's the
to
cool
be
kid.
in the inner circle.
Okay.
But rather than force his way in, he'll try to like charm his way in.
Okay.
Which I think is why Venehn likes him.
Yeah, so the friends that he introduces you to, but you're also clocking other people in the room while this is happening.
Mhm.
You meet a couple of his friends who are, I would say, probably similar of mindset to him. Maybe not necessarily as ambitious, but these are kind of the sweetest people here. You brought yourself in with the sweet kid crowd. They're not manhandling any of the servant staff. They're not drinking too much. They're here to have a good time, but they're not here to embarrass themselves or anybody else. However, you are definitely also clocking the ones who aren't. There's a few on the couches who are drinking too much. Their conversation is getting just a little bit too loud. There's definitely that wine ring game that's happening outside. Pretty much everybody out on the patio is loud and obnoxious. And there's you're clocking the people. If there's anybody specific or anything that you want to get out of moving forward from there, you've got the information that you need.
Yeah, Venen's trying to figure out who he can get very drunk and adjourn upstairs with.
Great. Okay. So we'll be moving into that with your actions moving forward. So at this point now, the clock strikes midnight. And the wine ring game outside has concluded and shifted to new players. People are moving around and remingling. So just keep in mind the layout of the situation, but the people won't necessarily always be in the same spot. People are hanging out though, so if I mention anyone by description that you're like, oh, I think I can use that, you can find them somewhere probably. So with that in mind, I'm gonna go back to starting with Garas for this one. Now, Garas, I'm gonna let you have this action, but this action also needs to end with you going back out to do your rounds, or that will cause some suspicion.
Okay. What Garas would like to do is he would like to try to find one of the house guards, the one that is on that it isn't on break right now.
Okay, yeah, no role necessary for that, man.
And what he's going to do is he's going to go up to them and just be like, "Hey, Francois told me to tell you something."
Francois?
Yeah. Francois told me to tell you something. Something
Yes,
about
Guardsman. What is it?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah, everything's fine. He just wants to make sure you are taking your break, because he was saying like can you go check on the guy that's make sure that he's about to step off now and go on his break. Are you about to go on your break soon?
Is it not supposed to be for another 30 minutes? I thought, but
oh, buddy, you've been really focused too hard in this job right now, man. You need to take a break. That's what Francois told me to tell you to find, because he knows you're really hard. He knows you're really hard working, and he knows you try your best and all your best with everything with this. So, come on, he just think maybe you should take a break now. This is what he told me to tell you.
All right, yeah, I'm loving it. I love it. Roll me that deception. Oh,
When Garas lies, he's suddenly extremely from New York, and it's so funny to me every time. That's the liar voice.
That is a 23.
What the
dang!
Because I rolled 2 5s and a 6.
Hey, yo,
I mean, 2 6s and a 5.
Okay, what was your dragon die?
That would be 6.
All right, some good dragon die rolls. I'm so confused. Oh, all right. Like, it's only my first week on the job. I don't really understand what's going on here. But you're a city guardsman. I have no reason to disbelieve you. If you say Francois says I should be taking a break, I guess. But shouldn't We haven't done the rotation. Somebody needs to be here to hold down the fort.
I got it. I'll handle it.
You
Don't
got
worry.
it. You don't. But you're a city. Don't you have responsibilities out there?
I'm gonna head out. Look, I'm just gonna stick ahead for a little bit. Then I'm gonna head over there. All right. Don't worry. You go on. Do what you guys do. Okay.
And I guess if it's time for rotation, somebody's going to be coming up soon. God, I hope I don't lose my job. Are you sure this is real? Like, Francois not trying to prank me here?
Come on. Does Francois seem like the type to prank you? The guy's gotta stick up his butt, and that stick gotta stick up his butt. Come on, man. You know you ain't the...
You clearly just met Francois, didn't you?
Look, I'm not saying I have a long-standing relationship with the fellow, but I'm just saying the guy comes off as a little bit serious kind of person. You know, I don't think he's the kind of guy that would prank a newbie on his first week.
I thought you guys were supposed to be good at reading character. You know, it's fine. It's fine. Great. I'm gonna go have a cigarette. And he wanders off.
You do that, and he waits like a couple of minutes, and then Garas just kind of like ducks out, and then heads back outside, pretty much making it so that there are 2 guards not on watch, but there's only 1 guard covering everything. He's trying to reduce the amount of eyes of like guards patrolling around the area.
Okay. Let me ask you this. I assume you picked one of the second floor guards, right?
Yes.
So luckily for you, there's enough people milling about and enough other columns and structure things that half walls that separate the view from the guard that is posted at the top of the stairs coming from the first floor and the guard at the base of the stairs going up to the 3rd floor. They don't have direct line of sight to each other. So which one of those would you like to have gone from their post?
I'm gonna say the one that was at the top of the stairs one, because I feel like we need to be up at the top of this on the top of the stairs of the 2nd floor to do what we need to do. Is where I'm going on the basis of that.
Okay. All right, great. There is an extra guard not on duty right now. Potential, little potential chaos of that.
And
has been injected into the guard rotation.
As Garas leaves, he kind of does the whole thing where he walks right past Venehn, as kind of like to clock eyes with them as he heads outside. It's kind of like to do a visual check-in.
Yeah, no roll necessary for that. Definitely. I think Venehn, you've been scanning the crowd, trying to make assessments of people during conversation anyway. So you see all that whole thing. You don't necessarily hear exactly what the words were. The room is pretty loud, but you see basically, Garas just got one of the guys off duty and then makes eye contact and dips.
Where was that guard specifically? Just
top of the stairs.
top of the stairs.
Yeah, top of the stair in the room you're in. Basically, to the side, the top of the stairs from the first floor.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. And who would like to go next?
I might like to pick a pocket.
Okay. Any pocket in particular? By the way, I will mention none of you have seen Levine yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah.
So I can't pick his for his shit, but that feels like he might
I don't know. How
notice.
good do you think you can roll?
I pick his
I rolled
pocket
a
from
30.
across town.
I come out of his own shadow and
I come out of his pocket
You
and
just
pick
rip
his
off.
pocket.
Levine rips off the mask, and it is Venehn
It's
underneath.
I
it.
replace his pocket with another pocket.
Is there a head butler, or maybe the cook? One of the folks that is quite obviously I am here to fucking do my job and I have a lot of responsibilities, so I might have a big old ring of keys.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be the man, I'm racking my brain for what the name of the head
Jeffrey.
of a servant. No, not like a little name, what they're called when they're
Major domo.
Yeah, that major
yeah,
domo.
sure. Okay. So there's major domo. There's both a major domo and a head chef. If you're looking for key rings, that's who you're going to be going for. And also, you'll understand this is very similar to a restaurant's sort of stacking of of
hierarchy.
So like the major domo is above the head chef as long as that guy is not in the kitchen.
Got it.
So yeah, you want to roll me what's it called this one? Ledger domain?
Ledger domain.
Yeah. Roll that shit.
I know we've been saying I am just a regular rogue. I'm assuming I can't do my shadow stuff since I'm not a shadow yet.
Nope. No, we are definitely going. It's a little weird, right? But you know, real people don't, you know, steadily level up in power every few months. You know, so this is yeah, you guys have all of your abilities. Like we discussed, the only single ability that any of you do not have is Garas is not literally a Grey Warden yet, so he doesn't have his Grey Warden senses. You also don't have any magical equipment, but you do have whatever mundane equipment that you could start with or whatever you get.
Okay, so I think she'll go into shadow mode. Gives her a +1 to ledger domain and stealth. So yeah, I'm gonna ledger domain some keys off of. I guess who seems more distracted right now?
Well, if you're going for keys, you need the major domo. The head chef does not have it.
Got it. Okay. Yep. Then gonna sidle over to do some side work near the major domo and try to pick his pocket.
Great.
That's not bad, friends. So that's 13 plus 9 is a 22 with a 4 on the dragon die.
Great. Somewhat older man, somewhere maybe in his 50s or 60s, pencil mustache, otherwise clean shaven, high widow's peak with swooped back hair.
It's John Waters.
I mean, I was thinking Alfred Pennyworth from Batman, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking John Waters now. I can't understand.
Sorry, I ruined the mental image.
And he says, as you sidle up to let's say you guys are rolling silverware.
Yeah.
And he says, "Oh, thank you, dear. I could appreciate the help. These hands stiff with arthritis these days. This is your first time seeing you here, yes?"
It's my first day, yes.
Well, from what I understand, everyone seems very pleased to have you here. You're being very helpful. What was your name?
Giza.
Giza. Wonderful to meet you. I'm Alphonse.
What was that?
Alphonse.
Alphonse. A pleasure.
Indeed.
Rap.
And you see one of the other servants comes up to like the other side of the little table you guys are working at and asks Alphonse a question, and you see that there for just a moment he seems distracted as they are focused on each other, and you see that he's got kind of a tailored vest, and in the pocket of that vest is the key ring that you just slip out and have. Great. So now keys acquired. Is there anything else that you want to slip into that action? You can only take one action round, but is there anything else that you think you can wrap into that cleverly?
I think I will also sort of try and make pointed eye contact with Venehn, of like a "come talk to me, I can't approach you, but you can talk to me," to sort of give him the heads up of what I have acquired, and maybe
you can do that. I will also say that it's entirely fine for you to approach anyone you want. Like I mentioned, the servant staff are kind of all over the place, and they're mingling. Part of their job is to be pleasant and good at conversation, be an eye candy, and
Then she will
try
bring
not to
over
get
a
molested.
tray of cocktails.
Yay.
And
Charcuterie tray.
yeah, she'll double fist it, a tray of cocktails and some charcuterie in the other, and meander over to Venehn where he's holding court.
Great. I think as you approach, Gaia says, laughing at another one of Venon's hilarious jokes. Yeah, this is definitely the nerds table. We'll say you guys have kind of dominated one of the couches with you and your three new friends. And yeah, everybody's just kind of talking about pleasant things like their favorite poets and the changing of the seasons and how lovely it is this time of year.
I kind of regret making them likable.
Yeah, because I want one side of these to be jerks, but at the same time,
I'm sorry, Chad. I'm just looking at my notes from last session. Ven's wish was wants to keep the boy.
I did say that.
you did.
There's only a small part of me that's regretting it because it's making my life more difficult, because if I do something that hurts his feelings, I'm gonna feel bad. But that's
you did this
my
to yourself.
fault.
I didn't do any of this.
No, it's fine.
Okay,
I'm
so-
gonna keep him.
Okay, so I think this is a great bridge to move into Ven's action then, right? Because yes, you only got the one action, but I'm fine with you, ending that action with approaching up to Ven.
Okay. So Yaz wants talk. I'm trying to decide how Venehn is gonna handle this.
I think, yeah, Yaz would just approach and just try to say something agreeable, getting the vibe from this crew.
She probably likes poetry and shit.
Oh yeah. She'll like throw off a line of something related poetry-wise to the changing of the seasons, and then segue that into the changing of your refreshments. Here you are. I'm
yeah,
witty.
The guys love it. One of Gaius's friends, a much younger, kid, still got acne. Looks like he's in his 20s, but he's still dealing with
Aw,
acne.
sweetie.
Honey,
no.
I'm in my 30s and I'm still dealing with acne. It happens.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Yeah, must be,
he applauds, says, "Oh, it is so wonderful to see people interested in the works of Vacacious Scott." I'm really bad. at
Lord
coming up with names, so
Vacacia.
Lord
Lord
Vacacious Scott.
Lord
Yeah.
Vacacia Scott. We got there together.
Oh, he's one of my absolute favorites. Drinks, charcuterie.
Of course, wonderful.
Why don't you sit for a while?
If that's all right with all of you, I don't want to interrupt.
Of course it
We
is, of
would
course it
love
is.
to have someone as obviously as intelligent as you to join us.
I'll make
Well.
room for her right next to me.
Oh, thank you. Poetry is one of the courses I'm studying at university.
So what do we want to do with this action here? You're muted.
I was mostly just muttering to myself.
Oh.
I was just kind of going.
Humming.
Okay. I can either. I'm kind of thinking I'm gonna use Yaz as a distraction
Okay.
briefly, and let her entertain the nerd table,
Mhm.
for a few minutes.
Is it possible for her to like say something pointed about like the key to her heart and like flash the keyring or something? Like
Just take it
hey,
out
if you
of-
need to
Just
go.
take it out of her pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I'm gonna do. You tell me if I can do all of this in one turn.
Okay.
So I've been getting Gaius some drinks, right? Loosen him up. I think Venehn does want to have like a while everyone is sidetracked with like, ooh, there's a hot tall woman who's also very smart, and she has to talk to us because it's her job. I think is gonna like question him like, okay, it's midnight, like it's past midnight, like, so where is Levine, do you think?
You're asking this to Gaius?
Yeah,
He says,
just kind of as an aside.
well, I've only been to a few of his parties, but the Lord does like to keep everyone waiting and make a grand entrance. It is getting a bit late. I would imagine he might be coming out soon.
I hope so. I think that's going to be truly fascinating.
Well, perhaps. And he looks to his friends who kind of roll their eyes a little bit too and say, to be honest with you, you and you, my good lady, are the more interesting of the events that go on here. The rest is flash and circumstance.
Well, I'm gonna get like real close to him. Perhaps you and I both know you want to know more about what goes on around here, right? Perhaps when he comes downstairs, you and I go up.
I think I can see this definitely being the action. You mentioned there was something else that you want to get in there. What
I
else
just
you
want to
plan
take the
do
keys from Yasmera.
That no action required for that. I think especially I'm going to continue to count that 22 from the leisure domain as also being able to pass that off to you. So what I would like you to do then is roll me seduction or persuasion or something along those lines.
I'll do
Etiquette to work.
persuasion,
Any
alright.
I think anything where you're trying to play on his desires.
Toy
for-
with his demotion.
So many desires. His desire for me. His desire to fit in, to know what's going on around there, to have some insider
and
knowledge.
to play the game.
I
Yeah.
rolled really fucking good.
All right.
That's a 6, 6 5. So that's 5 on the dragon die.
Let's go.
We have 21.
Yeah. The lowest you guys have rolled so far is a 19. I just want to put that out there.
We at the problem with doing a prequel to the prequel at this point is that we all know what we're good at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. That's why I knew that, and that's why I had to spice up the rules a little bit for this situation. Because you
By
guys
telling
know
us
how good you
nothing.
are, but you don't know how hard it is.
No.
So there.
Can you tell
It's
us what
kind
our
of freeing.
our dragon die total is so far? Even though we
Sure,
don't know how
I'll do
much it
that.
needs to be.
You are currently at 28.
That I did not think the number was going to be that big.
I thought it was
Me
higher
either.
than that.
Garrus got a 4, Yaz got a 3, Ven got a 6. In the second round, Garrus got a 6, Yaz got a 4, and you got a 5.
Ah,
That is
Not bad.
28.
yeah, pretty
It's
good.
this
pretty
pink
good, pretty good.
die. This is my favorite dragon die because it rolls.
I'm just using this big chunker as my dragon dice.
Tap this metal guy.
Right, so you successfully head off upstairs with a there's a little bit of tittering as like one of Gaius's friends.
So I will say,
not,
I think Venehn is gonna wait until Levine
The grand
actually shows his
entrance.
face
okay.
to make
Oh,
sure
but, okay,
that
but that's fine.
Yeah.
But so the convincing has happened. So what I'll do with that then is whenever you want to take Gaius upstairs, that will not be your action for that round. You'll be able to do something else within that
Sweet.
because you've already convinced him to do it now.
Love it.
I'm a
Great.
hoe.
Yeah, poor Gaius blushes and sputters a little bit before agreeing and saying, yes, of course, but the game. We all must play the game, advance ourselves, right? And he
Well,
looks
I can
over.
think of a couple of
One,
games I'd like
one of
to
his
play.
friends kind of elbows him a little bit. He's like, stop it.
They're so cute. Aw.
I like him. I'm gonna keep him for at least a month.
At least a month at most.
I do. I'm gonna find something up there that I'm gonna give to him and be like, hey, let's advance you a little bit because I think you're cute and nice.
Use
Play
this
by-
to play the game.
I have a
like-
side quest now.
Side quest.
It's called side.
Advance, Gaius.
It's called side quest side host.
Just to make sure he doesn't turn into fucking Aaron Burr.
Side quest side piece.
Yeah.
That's the sequel to One Piece side piece.
All right.
We're doing
come
a
on now.
lot of references that definitely go
Yeah.
together.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Totally.
1 o'clock. The hour strikes. I'm gonna say there's a grandfather clock in the Jesus.
What?
I mean,
clock.
the way you've described this party, there absolutely
There's
could
a
have been
few
that
of those
first
too.
one.
There's a few of
So,
Might as well.
Ugh.
Some people are into that.
yeah, some
Yeah.
people in that. Sorry.
Some people at this
that is-
party
Y'all can-
specifically.
I'm
are
not
into
taking
that.
someone's yet.
That is not going to make what I'm about to describe any less icky. All right. So
Yay!
the tone strikes, and when that does, you see that the bard stops playing his music and picks up a horn, and with an announcement off the horn, coming down the stairs in this loose, open robe with like baggy pants, shirtless. Just too much skin. Like he's gained and lost weight multiple times in his life. With an arm, he's stumbling a little bit, obviously slightly already intoxicated, with an arm around two members of the servant staff, one male, one female, just kind of comes down the stairs and says, "Well, hello everyone for making it to my party. I'm so pleased to see you all here. I, of course, am your gracious host. Well, you know who I am. I am Lord Oswald Levine, and this is my party. Aren't you all glad you're here?"
Yes, he is.
One person in this room is definitely glad he's here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now it is 1:00, and Oswald comes in. Lots of people gravitate towards him. He's the host of the party. He's a minor noble, but a lot of these guys are even more minor nobles. So there's sycophants upon sycophants. The Gaius crowd, not really that interested. They would rather talk about art and poetry and philosophy with each other than deal with.
They're just here to be seen here.
Yeah. And to mingle with some of the other, because not all the rest of the guests are awful. It's like a college party. There are a huge spread of people here. Lots of people there just to get smashed, but lots of people there also just wanting to meet people or to mingle or to gain information. So we're going to start the hour of 1 a.m. with Levine has moved out onto that second floor patio and is watching another round of wine ring going on.
Unless
So-
Yasmera needs me, I think that's my moment.
Go for it. You got the keys.
So
All right, so you wanna-
Unless you want to coordinate a distraction of someone upstairs so you can get into the bedroom.
I tell you what, this is extremely rude of me as the storyteller, but I'm going to give you guys a moment to plan and commiserate about that as I use the restroom very
Do
quickly.
it.
I'll be
No,
right
do it.
back.
Take care of
Yeah.
yourself.
I'm hoping
Yeah.
that, because he has just come out, he's got those staff members with him, this is a moment that there's not going to be anybody in the room,
Yeah,
right?
especially since I got rid of the guard from them upstairs, so you now have.
Yeah, and I
So
want
they're
to
one
go
short
before-
anyway.
And I want to go before
Yeah.
he comes back.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
It's just a matter of, is anybody else going to come up with me?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't go with you because I
You're
have to.
doing your rounds for this
Yeah,
round.
I have to do the
yeah.
rounds
Do the
this
rounds.
round. Yeah.
Can you sort of take the guard who went, can you take his place for a bit? And
I could
sort of,
I could try to do
start
that.
the rounds there and then kind of go once
Or
once
get
me
the
and
guy
Yaz are
that's
up.
coming off of break, super stoned, on that good Orlesian
The
stank.
good
so
Orlesian
he,
Yeah.
stank.
so
yeah.
he comes back onto guard duty and talks.
That's actually what I could do that is because what I could do is I could try to get this guy even more high before he sends him back to his guard post. Yeah, I'll do that because I'm already outside. So
love
I
that.
know where they're at.
Because if we can also get Yaz upstairs, that's two of us covering. Because the building's not very big, so that's two of us
Yeah.
covering that ground
Yeah.
very quickly.
Mhm.
I'm gonna snoop through the
All the
stuff
shit.
under the guise of oh come on, it's the game. When you have opportunities, you have to take them. It's a great learning
Yeah.
experience for blah 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 blah.
I love it.
So I'll go
Okay.
up. Garas does the stank.
hmm
Yaz
Also sweeps upstairs under the guise of refreshing drinks for anyone hanging out up on the 3rd floor.
Yeah. Who isn't decent enough to come down and get their own drink?
Exactly.
Exactly. They're rich.
Oh, I meant they were probably naked, but
Mm-hmm.
Well, that too, but also they're rich.
Yeah.
decent and also decent.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got a scheme?
Was that fun to come
Yeah.
back to?
That was fun to come back to.
Yeah.
And I like the kind of evening of the field here too, because I have no idea really what your scheme is.
It's very simple.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Well, let's start enacting it. Who wants to go first during the 1 o'clock hour?
I'll go first. So Garas is outside, he just did the full walk of the perimeter.
Yeah, make
And-
me a perception check. This is not your action.
Sweetly. That's 18.
Great. So, here is a curveball for you, buddy.
Oh.
While you are out doing your rounds, you, as you're coming back around, you notice what none of the house guards seem to. 2 short, cloaked figures on the roof of the building next to the...
Yes! Yes! They're persistent!
And we respect that.
Respect the hustle. Yes.
Yeah.
Get him, Garas. Get him, Garas.
Chat, without it being overly obvious, yeah, it's definitely the 2 Dwarven Carta members who
Wait,
basically bungled the operation earlier.
Oh my God.
and
are we
trying
about to fuck with
recover.
them, or are we about to
Yeah,
have
oh,
2 new teammates?
I was about to fuck with them. Unless we have a use for them.
I think fucking with them would be a great distraction.
Distraction.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I see.
Now you are on the ground. You are on the street level. You can see them. They are. I described both of the buildings to either side of Levine's townhome are only 2 stories, so they are on the patio roof. Oh,
Okay.
and I totally forgot. There is a stairway up to the rooftop of Levine's as well. I forgot to mention that there is actually technically like a 4th floor, but it's the roof.
Okay. So I see them there. They haven't seen me yet.
As best you can tell, yeah.
And Garrus
Okay.
pulls out a gun.
And I see do I see any of the house guards outside too? Because I know that some of them were taking a break.
Yeah, I think as you came around the corner, there was one sort of like at the end of the block. We'll say that Levine's townhome is the second of the buildings from an intersection, right? So you've come around the block, and one of Levine's guardsmen has kind of leaned up against the wall around the corner, so as not to be so obvious about it, and is like sitting down eating a sandwich and having like a I don't know,
Oh
An
God.
ale.
sip off a tankard or something.
Oh boy. Okay. So Garas doing the rounds, see these 2 dwarves, then sees the dude leaning up against the wall. He walks over to where the guy is leaning up against the wall. And it's kind of like, I'm guessing it's kind of like a little gate kind of thing. So like the guy's leaning back on the other side of it. So he's gonna
Not really a gate. He's just leaning up against the side of the building around to the corner.
he leans up against the
Have
wall.
you ever been to New Orleans?
Yes, okay, yeah, then that makes sense.
So like
then.
everything is built straight up to the edge of
Got
the
it.
street. It's like sidewalk and then
Got
building.
it. Okay, so he leans next to this guard, pulls out what he needs to start rolling it up.
Hang on 1 second before you get too far
Takes
into that.
Takes
It's
a lighter.
Francois.
Oh, it is Francois. Perfect.
Perfect. He starts rolling it up, lights it up, about to take a hit, and looks up. Francois.
Oh,
No,
Garrick.
No. Shh, 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 shh. Francois,
something wrong?
don't look, but just follow the way I'm pointing. And he like points. He
Don't
points. Don't
look,
look. Don't look. No, don't look like you're looking. Don't look like you're looking. But just glance. Just idly
Okay.
glance in the way I am pointing. And the way Garas is pointing, he's kind of like being really like inconspicuous about it, but like points, like takes a little bit of a light and points the lit point of it towards where those 2 dwarves are at.
Okay. Give me 1 second here. Francois going to get a raise after this one.
Oh, hell yeah,
he
dude.
Yeah.
Oh, we helped him
yeah.
out.
We helped him out.
Well, I mean, he might not get a raise because you guys are probably going to steal it. But anyway, you see Francois looks up and goes,
Yep. I know you're on break. I know you're on break right now.
that doesn't
Is that-
matter.
I know.
Break-ins, this
Yeah, you know, this is the kind of shit you should handle right now. Go take care of it now.
Okay,
I'll keep
yeah,
things. I'll
I'm
keep things good. You grab the other guys, right? Because there's 2 of them. You're gonna be outnumbered. You need to grab the rest of me. We need one more guy with you. I can't. I gotta cover you. But you just
we have to lift the Lord. The people could be in danger.
Do you want to interrupt what's going on right now? You know what those old guy's doing right now? He's probably living it up. He's partying right now. He's probably getting ready to get that, going on right now, oiling up stuff and everything. You want to interrupt him? Do you want to interrupt him? No, you don't.
That was my reaction, not Francois. That might have also been Francois' reaction. That is the point where we need to make a roll.
Okay.
So, you're not lying. So I don't think this is deception. I think this is probably persuasion.
I will say,
Yeah,
persuasion.
persuade him to catch them before they even become
Mhm.
a problem. That's the
Yep.
way to get promoted.
That's how you live.
That's process.
That is 22.
This is his moment in the sun.
And what was the dragon die?
Dragon dice is 3.
I mean, yeah, I don't want to like do that just to get. Oh my god, I shouldn't think about that right now. I should just go deal with it.
You should go deal with it. He just like slaps like Francois. Listen to me, Francois. Slaps him. Listen to me. You know,
Stop slapping
Francois. Slaps him again. Francois, listen to me. You're brave. You're strong. You're good at your job. All right. I believe you. Now go grab someone. Go take care of it. I got things covered. Go. All right.
Okay. Francois is going to run in and run back around the corner to the front of the Levine estate. You kind of look around, you see the line to get in is pretty much gone now. Some of the party goers are outside still on that ground floor, but the seeming need for as intensive security out there is not as strong. There's almost no one out on the street anymore other than party goers from this and other parties throughout the area. But it's kind of quieted down well into the night as it is. So Francois runs up and you can see that he has a hushed conversation with the guard who would be being the bouncer running the door at that point. And you see the 2 of them attempting to discreetly head their way upstairs. Is there anything else that you want to try to slip into that action without making a separate action?
Get somebody high on that sweet stank.
Yes. When the guard who's gonna be coming on their break comes outside, I would like to pass them that to try to get them a little extra unfocused when they make their round back in.
That feels like a separate action to me.
Okay. All right, then I won't do that then.
Okay.
Good.
Blow smoke in his face.
just-
Respect the hustle.
Yeah.
Respect the hustle.
Respect.
Yeah. Okay. So is that good with you? Shall we move on to the next person?
I'm good.
Great. Okay. Who wants to go next?
I think Yaz will go next to maybe alley-oop Venehn if necessary.
Do you maybe want Venehn to go first, then to see how that works out? To see if Venehn needs to help all of you? I'm not. You're more than welcome to
I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah, if that works.
Cool. Well, then why don't we do that? Venehn, how about you go first?
We're going up.
Okay. Yeah, and like I said earlier, you don't have to roll for that. You and Gaius just head upstairs. Your hands touch briefly as you guys are walking across, and he does that thing where like his fingers ever so slightly curl around yours, but then he doesn't feel like he's really confident enough to do that, so he stops. And when he does that, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, his hands are so sweaty right now."
Poor guy.
Oh damn, peak Wally moves right there.
Come on, you don't have to be nervous. Maybe we just snoop around for a bit and then go back downstairs, huh?
Oh, this is so exciting.
I'm gonna pull out the keys.
Okay. You go up these stairs to the third floor. When you reach the top of the stairs, there it turns to your left, and you can see 3 doors. Once you've turned left, orientated your body, there are 3 doors on the left-hand side. 2 smaller ones with a set of double doors in the middle. Flanking either side of those double doors are 2 guardsmen. On the right side of the hallway is the opening to the 3rd floor balcony. There's, in addition to the 2 guardsmen, there's, let's say, 2 groups of 2 people standing, leaning up against walls, having conversation, as well as a trio of people kind of leaning up against the railing of the balcony, also having a conversation. I will allow a free perception check of your choice, not part of the action, to kind of gauge what these levels of drunkenness these people are, because they're probably people you've clocked early in the night already, so I'm not going to require an action to do that. But yeah, please roll me a seeing and empathy something.
$17.
Okay. One of the groups one of the 2 couples seems pretty tanked. There is a human woman in noble guard talking to a city elf man who looks like her sort of arm candy date. He's nicely dressed, but you probably peg him as coming from an alienage, from D city alienage, and he is too drunk, and she is trying to talk to him and be like, look, you have got to calm down. You almost got your ass kicked. Look, we got to go home. I'm taking you home. This is embarrassing. The other couple in the room, much more sober conversation. The people outside, there is a cloud of smoke that rises. You think they might be getting stoned. You smell it.
Okay. Oh, I'm about to get somebody in trouble.
Good.
But it's not gonna be me.
Call an
Nope.
ambulance,
But
but
not
not
me.
for me.
I pull out a
Full
gun.
circle.
The guy that's really drunk, and his date has already said please don't fight anyone else. This is awful. I'm gonna tell
Justin, please, we can't
I'm
do
gonna
this
tell
in
guys-
public.
No, I'm gonna tell guys. I'm gonna try to get the guards out of our way. Just hang back. Let me work. I'll be right back.
Are you sure?
Oh, positive. This is what I do.
Venehn, be careful. Please be careful.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Oh, I'm just. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. And he starts admiring a painting.
You're doing amazing.
He's not.
No,
You
but
can
I
tell
tell
that.
him he is,
Yeah.
because he needs that right now.
Yeah.
And
Give him the affirmation, okay?
It doesn't hurt me to be nice. I look around, make sure no one's watching. Dump the rest of my drink in a plant real quick. Empty glass. I stumble over to Mr. He's already almost gotten his ass kicked once. And I'm hand on his shoulder. Those guards down there? Wait, is this your girlfriend?
You see, you put your hand on his shoulder and he goes, "Wow!"
Hey.
You say that.
You're my
Ah.
buddy. Is this your girlfriend?
Yeah, I guess. You see the woman drunk. You can see the bleariness in the eyes, but considerably less drunk. Goes, "Sir, please excuse me.
Those guards are saying they were gonna fuck her. And I just walk away.
Roll me
Ah,
charisma shock. I don't know what. Roll
We
me.
are the worst to
Persuasion.
these guards.
Deception. I don't care.
I'm
Chaos. What's chaos?
I think it needs to be deception. Although I would also take intimidate if you wanted to do that, but I think deception.
No, I'm just lying.
Yeah.
I'm just
I'm
lying.
just lying.
Lying.
Oh,
I lie.
baby.
We lie good.
We're really good at lying.
We lie real good.
We're fantastic. Someone says if we're thieves or something.
19. That's a 5 on the dragon dice.
It's gravy. The lowest you guys have gotten on the dragon dice is a 3. You're annoying me.
I just need this guy. I just need this guy to cause a scene with the guards for a second.
Okay, 19. I think this is probably the most mixed success thing that has happened here, because while the lie itself is not necessarily that hard to pull off, there is also, it needs to be convincing enough to not just be true, but to push people into action. One of those people is drunk, but also an elf in a city that, one of the many cities of the world that does not treat elves very well. The
I would
other
think that would piss
is
him
a
off
noble-
even more because these
Mhm.
humans are like, oh, obviously.
Sure.
these are
Oh, it
better.
absolutely pisses him off. But doing something about it could absolutely get him killed, and that is a thing that he knows. However, it was still a very high roll. So I think what is going to happen here is you do have him convinced, and he's furious. I think you get the impression he is probably maybe more into her than she is to him, as she is the noble lady and he is just the piece of the week.
Yeah, I have something for this too.
You think she looks horrified, which you think might mean that she believes you. But he's striding towards the guards. She is trying to resist, make him try to hold him back. Now, what this is doing is this is immediately creating a scene. And you stepped away, right? Did you go back to Gaius?
Yeah.
Okay. You go back over to Gaius. The elf arm piece is like trying to stride towards these guards. What did you say to my? And she's like holding him back, trying to put a hand over his mouth. The guards initially they're not moving from their posts. The closer one folds his arms. The one slightly further away just looks at him. They seem perturbed, but a rout not yet caused.
I mean, it's a start.
I have a thought.
I would be curious to know what your thought is, and you get 1 action per hour.
But I have an action.
But I don't.
Mhm.
That's very good. That is true. I had forgotten about that.
My thought
Then
is
is there anything? Yeah.
My thought is that, if I can share it, my thought is that now, so cause this scene, he's screaming at the guards. The guards obviously have a job to do. And the thought is, how far is this going to escalate before they intervene? She's a noble lady, right? They're not just gonna do a murder up here, right in front of
Right.
Levine's bedroom, in front
Right.
of a noble lady. So I'm not gonna get this guy
A
killed.
guest. I mean, he's
right?
he's being a pill, but he's a guest,
Yeah,
right?
he is a guest. They're not just gonna kill him. And he probably knows that. But so my thought is the next intervention would be another guest or a staff member, perhaps, thinking that maybe the best course of action is for these 2 guards who are the closest of the people they're supposed to be keeping us safe to escort him out.
Wonderful. Okay. And it looks like
I feel like
Yas is,
Yasmera could
very on board for that.
probably,
there we go.
probably hear some of this kerfuffle happening and was intending on probably making her way upstairs anyway to help out.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah,
see your opportunity.
this elf is shouting very loudly. I mean, this place is full of people who are talking very loudly, but you know that party moment where somebody's like, and everybody goes, "Whoa!"
Yaz, I think,
this
will
night. Which
Yaz will settle.
People on the second floor hear this.
Okay.
You're not the only one.
Okay, so
Go ahead.
Yaz will like do the whole like, I work here. Oh God, I gotta go do my job. But we'll try and settle folks of just like.
Do you want to settle folks, or do you want to get up in there and handle
I want to get up there.
There are
It'll
a lot
probably
of people down here.
It'll be a passing comment. Yeah, it'll be a passing comment.
Okay.
If anything, it'll be because I'm still hanging out at the nerd table. I'll settle the nerds, and maybe the nerds can help settle everyone else. So, we'll just be like, no worries. It's that time of the evening. Everyone keep calm. It's fine. I'll be right back.
Yeah, of course. If you ever want to talk about the poetry of Lord Fucacious, I forgot
Scott.
what the fuck is Fucacious Scott.
Yeah.
I belong to the Bittertone family.
Oh,
I'm so bad at coming up with
Okay,
names.
she said she'd
Love
be
it.
right back, honey. Come on.
Yeah, relax, bro.
Yeah, boys got a crush. All right.
love it.
So you went
it's so
upstairs.
cute.
What would you like to do?
I think seeing the kerfuffle will understandably walk to some of the bystanders and see what's happening. So we'll approach, having talked to them earlier, Venehn and Garas. Is there a problem?
Who are you speaking to?
Venehn.
Venehn. Yeah.
Well, I hate to classify it as a problem, but I think it's soon going to become a problem. Your young gentleman there seems to be a bit possessive of his.
I'm causing a bit of a
companion,
scene.
and maybe a bit too intoxicated to be seeing things clearly.
Understood.
I
if
will
you-
say though, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no, not at all. Maybe I'll see if we can settle this in a more calming setting.
The lady that he is with did say he had already started a bit of an altercation with somebody else, so I think this might be his last call.
Understood.
Oh, and
You'll
of course
excuse.
the two guards are more than capable of helping.
Of course. Excuse me one moment.
Isn't she so nice?
Getting the lay of the land now from the horse's mouth. Not that you're a horse, you're gorgeous. Will
Horses are
approach.
beautiful.
Horses
Yeah.
are beautiful. I'm sorry. You are
And smelly, but
a
beautiful.
gleaming, magnificent stallion. Will now sort of sidle over to the guards with all of the kerfuffle beginning. And I guess the closest one as I approach with the very loud, yelly elven man. Excuse me. It's getting a little loud downstairs. Perhaps we could move this. Move this conversation into one of the side rooms. Just like trying to give like a very like serious eye of like, don't fuck this up. Like,
We're getting close to time, and I would like to at least. We're not going to get to the second half, so I guess we're doing a third game.
darn.
Oh no.
So I would like to get this part done. So what's going to happen now is I'm going to be a little bit more above table with you. You can either roll a DC or whatever it's called in this game, threshold, whatever, target number 25
Nice.
persuasion, or a target number 20 etiquette. You are a servant trying to essentially tell the guards to do their jobs. Etiquette is the better way, as or the lower DC way, as that is something that
But I don't have it. Okay.
but you can't, but that's okay. You can still make a persuasion roll and just call it is the etiquette roll, but you wouldn't get the benefit of your or not persuasion, I'm sorry, communication roll without the benefit of a focus. It would just be that would be the placement of the etiquette.
Woof. Okay. Mathing this out. 25 persuasion.
Is there any kind of bonus involved for the fact that they very clearly saw another guest ask her to
There we go.
intervene?
Yeah.
+2.
Okay.
Okay. Then I think I will go the persuasion route. I'll go for the DC 25.
You can do it.
Because I'm rolling
Got
this
it.
with +8.
You got it.
You can do it.
So you need to hit a
Awful.
15.
I need a 15.
You got this.
Okay. Come on. Yes, baby. Okay. Yeah, that's that is a 16 plus 8.
So 26. No, that's
24.
24. That's 24.
You're off by 1.
I'm
Yeah, your math was off by 1.
Is that
As
with
soon
the
as you rolled
+2?
it, yeah.
Yep.
Is that
Oh, yeah,
Oh
did
no,
you
that's
count
not
the
with the +2. No, no.
There it is. There it is.
There we
There
go.
it is.
There we
Okay.
go.
Cool.
26.
So that is 26. And what on the dragon die?
3.
Great. You see the guard as you approach and begin to say this. The guard puts his hand out to you like whoa, 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 whoa. And you, as you say, like it's getting a little noisy. You know, like the guest downstairs. You see he takes a deep sigh. And actually no. You say that, and he opens his mouth. You can see he kind of puffs up a little bit. Looks a little cross with you coming up and saying this, and he's about to speak up when the guard next to him says, "The one with horns is right. Levine will be pissed if the party's ruined. Just toss the elf out." And that guard moves to begin restraining the elf. There is a little bit of a struggle, but this elf is not nearly as strong. There is no armor on his body. He's drunk. This is not a good situation for him. He is easily overpowered. And as that guard begins to escort him and the increasingly hysterical date of that elf, there's a crash as the sound of a window shatters. And at that same moment, guards crossing path, as 2 guards begin to run their way up to the 3rd floor. As everything is coming to a head in this moment, and since we got to run a 3rd session anyway, I think this is a wonderful cliffhanger. That's all we all we got for you tonight, everybody. Ah! Let's do our stars and
boy.
wishes.
Oh, buddy.
Boy.
Oh,
I
buddy.
I got a star and wish.
Hit it up, man.
My
Start it
star goes to it goes to Yasmera, because this is like it's interesting that we've always done, like, we've had like many heists before, but this is the first time I've seen Yasmera go this hard into the service worker role this time around. And it was very interesting to see her, like, but when you think of it in like reverse, like this is the prequel, it's like Yasmera took a moment, like, maybe I'm going too extra, and decided to tone it down for the next time they did something like this, because she realized how awkward of a situation she put herself in the first time around. So that's what it's kind of like a little storytelling with it, and it was really cool in my mind. I like that. My wish is to I just want pure chaos to happen right now, as everything has just blown up, because
Wish granted.
man, I'm loving it. I'm ready. I'm just ready for whatever chaos is going to happen at the very end of this.
Good.
That's
It's gonna
me.
be fun.
There you
Let's go
go.
next. Do it.
My star goes to Venehn. Can I keep him? It's really sweet. This is really sweet. This is especially again sort of the prequel situation of like a younger Venehn, like maybe getting in a little too close to Mark, and like, oh shit, I like him. What am I gonna do? I'm enjoying it.
I'm
Yeah.
curious to find out what happens either during this next session or afterwards between Venehn and Gaius that he is not around anymore.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe he might come back up later. Val might
some
have to
thoughts.
play some Gaius. Yeah, that'll be interesting. How about a wish?
I do want to interact in some capacity with the dwarves again. I think that'll just be fun in general. Whether that's like trying to bring them over to our side and then screwing them over later, or whether that's just like winking at them as they're driven away by the guards. I don't care. I want to see the dwarves again.
Excellent.
You gotta respect the hustle.
You think the Carter was just gonna walk away? I got a job to do. That's great. Thank you, Sid. Dan, what do we got?
I mean, my stars gotta go to the fucking Orlesian stank, right?
I was leaving it for you.
That was
yeah.
so fucking funny.
That was so good.
It's just really funny and good, and I like it. I like Stoner Garas. I think he's extremely funny. But then also the commitment to the guard role is very good, and is sort of paving the way for a lot of shenanigans. So, twofold. My wish was also that I want to interact with the dwarves again. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
I just, even if we have to kill them,
Mm-hmm.
or send them to prison or something.
Yeah, or at least like have.
It's gonna make me having the key to Orzammar now really awkward.
Yeah, I just want them to know they were outplayed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just want to rub it in their face that we got them.
Yeah.
Well, and it's interesting too. It kind of complicates the interactions between the Friends of Red Jetty and the Carta in general, because we've helped them later than this
Oh
point.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it's not the Carta. It's just these. It's just
There's
these
these
two
two
idiots.
It's just these dumb fucks.
Yeah, they're just dingles. These
They're
guys.
being bad at their jobs, so
Yeah, it's like
suffer.
these guys are like the Balkan skull of the Carta. They don't care if they fuck up. Like, oh, these two are just fuck ups. Oh well.
They're gonna cut them loose. Whatever.
Years later, we're not gonna hold a grudge because two Carta members were like a little silly.
No, and that tracks. And honestly, yeah, these guys are fuck ups. I was more thinking of like the Carta holding a grudge, but
but
yeah,
they
no, I think you
we're
guys are right.
charming.
Like,
Are
They
they
love
gonna
us.
want to be associated with these
Yeah,
guys?
come on.
no,
Do they
yeah.
really want to
Who
let
knows?
it know that these?
Who
fuck
knows?
ups
The
fucked
Carta
them
might
over?
walk off with the writings of Andrala. Like, you guys don't.
Yeah,
You
we'll
guys
see about
remember?
that.
You guys remember
Okay.
session 1? Do you remember
Okay.
session 1?
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
We will rewrite this history.
I just want to go on the record and saying that my star, as always, goes to all of you guys. This is so much fun. Session 2 taken twice as fucking long as I planned it to, and I love it. And Val, if you're watching, I'm sorry I gotta hijack another session.
We're playing with
Enjoy
the
your
Dragon's
vacation.
Dogma character creator, so they're definitely not paying attention to us.
Remember when the first game was a miniseries?
Yeah.
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 Yep.
Yeah. That's the magic of us. You want it to be a
This has
miniseries,
also
but
been
no.
an excellent reminder for the folks at home of like, we're fucking criminals and we will do bad shit.
Mm.
Yeah.
We're
I will
not
get a
good
man
people.
kicked out of a party.
We are
Yep.
not good
And
people.
not
We're not
feel
good
bad
people.
about it.
I will cause a drug ring in a
Oh,
party.
yeah,
This
Just
is
You
way
guys are, like,
before
fucking with
morality
people's
sort of
jobs,
took
you're
hold.
fucking with
Oh, yeah.
relationships.
We are
or-
not
yeah.
good people.
No.
We are not good people at all.
Sorry.
We're supposed to be saving the world, but no,
There's
we are
at
not.
None of us have dealt with our trauma yet.
Right now, there's at least 2 guards and the major domo who are going to lose their jobs. Just no matter what
I don't
happens.
care.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
yeah.
gonna try to slip him his keys back. It'll be fine.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
I thought I'll
All right.
spill wine on him because that'll just become a theme. So
Hey, it worked out for Reggie.
it
Yeah.
did work out for Reggie.
Yeah.
Mind you,
Well,
like,
we
you gotta-
find out this
yeah.
major domo. We lose him his job. He goes to work at the Winter Palace. It's
Yeah.
Reggie.
Oh, it's Reggie!
Ooh.
Now Reggie canonically has a big widow's peak and a pencil mustache, which I actually love,
yeah.
especially
I
with
love
The kind of
and
like
it
Hawaiian
makes-
shirt lizard
It
thing
makes
that he's got going on
sense
now.
because he went by Alphonse here, and then this all goes to shit, so he had to
He lost his
rebrand.
reputation.
Now he goes by
right.
Reginald, which is actually his middle name.
But then I
Yeah.
also imagine working at the Winter Palace is like kind of like how becoming the president ages you 20 years in
Yeah, I
in
think
4.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's probably like way younger than he really is.
But it was a
Yeah.
fucking stressful job.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep.
And he became jaded and bitter about it way too fast.
Yep.
Yeah. Then we helped him learn to relax,
Yep. I love this.
and now he drinks tequila sunrises and has a pet iguana.
Good
Yep.
for him.
Yep. I love
Also, shout out to the Easter eggs of our bard friend and Wolf being there. So
Very
that
nice.
made me
That
happy.
That was good.
That was
Solid.
good. Love it.
Well, this was fun. As always, to my wonderful players, thank me for this game. I mean, thank you for this game. Thank you guys. It was great. I enjoyed it so much.
We're gonna end you.
to-
See that? We're
to
gonna
everyone-
end you.
I'm gonna bring,
Next
I'm
session.
gonna bring a
Good
baseball
luck.
bat to your
People have been
knees one
trying
day.
for 30 years.
I'm gonna behave.
No, you're not.
Smart.
That was
Thank you to all of my lovely players. Thank you so much to everybody watching. Goodness gracious, come back.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you, Mom.
I'm
How am I
just
doing?
kidding.
Let
I'm
me
not.
know.
I'm
Let
not
me-
gonna end him. We adore
Yes.
him. You know.
You'll have to let me know how I'm doing, Mom. And also, she's not kidding. She's terrifying. Everybody, let's get out of here. I love you guys. Join us next week for Red Jenny. Probably me again. Have to talk to my storyteller about this. But that'll probably be the thing. Join us this Wednesday for the Star Wars game. And then come join us on Saturday for the doubleheader. Until then, good game and good fucking night.
Par-delà le temps, la menace grandit. Si loin dans le silence, on entend ses cris. Par-delà les terres, son nom fait frémir. Préparez-vous, le néant arrive. Les légendes ne se trompent point.